talking about animals. Say hello to my friend Honcho. This is my buddy. How is everybody? Excuse me. How is everybody doing today? I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you're staying safe from the Rona. We don't got time for Rona. If you got the Rona, you need to go to the doctor, man, because that's serious. Me and Honcho today, we're gonna teach you guys a little bit about animals. Ain't that right, boy? Yeah. All right. So we're gonna just go take it step by step here. All right. So the relationship with animals. The relationship to animals, to all animals, to worms, to from sea anemones to from Porphyria to Cnidarius to Nematodas to Aneodas to Anthropodas and Enchidermius. All of them have one common ancestor, which is Protus. And so with them having all common ancestors, they're all related in the same way, but they all have like different genetic variations between all of them. But they're all basically similar. They all have a similar ancestor. What's up, buddy? So certain animals, they have body cavities. Certain things have body cavities. Certain organisms, organisms have body cavities. You have I forgot how to actually pronounce these. I'm bad with the wording at times, but you have a coelomate body cavity, which is like no body cavity, and then you have pseudomate body cavity, which is basically like it's a slight cavity, but it's not a full cavity. And then we have the columnate, columate, and that's the actual full cavity. And so humans falls under the columate or the echiolomate cavity, and it's basically lined. It's a colon lined inside of the mesoderm. So it's basically lined on the inside of the mesoderm. So my computer, my apologies. So basically, some individuals, we can classify these individuals through invertebrates and vertebrates. Some can create vertebrates, and some may not create vertebrates. And so, like, with that being said, that's how we classify them. Some can create vertebrates and some can't. Some vertebrates, okay, so examples of vertebrates can be either endotherms or ectotherms. Okay, so you can have ectotherms. Ectotherms are basically cold-blooded. So ectotherms, they're not warm-blooded. They have a mixture. They have a mixture of blood, right? So they have a mixture of blood types. So they have high oxygenated blood and low oxygenated blood. Let me look at this. High oxygenated blood and low oxygenated blood, as you may. And so with that being said, the ectotherms, they don't have ectotherms. The heart is. The blood in the heart is fully divided. So the highly oxygenated blood is divided from the low oxygenated blood. Hey, buddy, what's going on? Yeah, I know. You want to smell it? Go ahead, smell it. Go ahead. Don't fall, man. Don't fall. Okay, so, I know that. 97% of all animals are invertebrates. So 97% of animals don't have vertebrates. That's pretty interesting. So, body symmetry. We can basically, with body symmetry, we use this to actually help with the classification of some animals, to help, like, identify them more. And so, asymmetrical. Asymmetrical has no type of symmetry at all. You can split it, and it doesn't have it doesn't have a match to it. It doesn't have an organizational match to it. It has no tissue organization or anything like that. It's just scattered everywhere. It doesn't have, like, a certain part that's symmetrical. So, radial. Radial, what I wrote down for radial, I basically put dividing individuals in the middle, so both sides are the same. So, for instance, from the center, right? From the center, so, like, okay, so when you do it in front, okay, yeah, when you do it from the middle, they're both the same thing, like, it's both the same half. But when you have, like, a bilateral, what's wrong? When you have, like, a bilateral symmetry, is very symmetrical. In a way, it's symmetrical. It's more so of, like, superimposable. You can basically take it and flip it on the other side, and it can work like this. It's superimposable, right? Non-superimposable. I believe this is non-superimposable. Okay. But that's when I think of bilateral. That's what I think of dividing into two and it being able to go over it, like, your right side of your body is identical to your left side of your body. Like, if I split my body in half, and we split Hunter here in half as well, it creates a mirror image, right? It creates a mirror image of one another, right? Yeah. Like, not in the middle, like this way, like two lines. Alright, so now we're going to go into sponges, and so the phylum. And so we're going to talk about the phylum, general characteristics and things of that nature. What's wrong, buddy? So, with the phylum, Porphyria, we basically have no tissue. They basically have, like, no tissues, no symmetry. They're sponges, right? So they have no nerves, no muscles, no mouth. They reproduce asexually and sexually. And they are made out of silicones. They're made out of silicone and calcium. Hey, buddy. Silicone and calcium, right? And then they're also filter feeders. Alright, this one is pretty interesting. So different sponges have different ways of actually getting nutrients. Well, they have different, how can I put this? They have different ways of getting nutrients. They have different nutrients, ways of capturing nutrients. And so we have the asconoid, the cyclonoid, and the leuconoid. The asconoid is less complex. The cyclonoid is in the middle, is kind of complex. And the leuconoid, I think you gotta use the bathroom. And the leuconoid is basically, it's very complex. It's very complex, but it's the best at capturing water, right? But the asconoid is the least complex, and it's compared, and it's, hold on, boy, what's wrong? And the cyclonoid is more, hold on, baby. Hold on, what's wrong? Hey, we don't do that whining stuff. Why? Stop. Hey. I want to do that. Wait. And then the Psychonoid is basically better than the Askanoid. Yeah. One moment. I will be right back. I gotta do something with this guy right quick. Say bye. And we are back, people. Yeah. I had to come back. My apologies. So yeah. More on sponges. Alright. So we have skeletal structures. The skeletal structures of the sponges. They're basically the spindles, the silica spindles. They're more so of like the structure of it, right? So they create the structure. As Dr. L said, I struggle with that name. I gotta get that right. But yeah. Basically, the spindles, the spicules, the silical spicules, they more so act as like the structure, while the covering on the outside of the structure that keeps everything together is mainly because of spongin or I may have that backwards. Spongin and no silica. I believe that is. Oh, wait, spongin. Yeah, the silica spindles. Yeah, they create the structure. Yeah, and the spongin and the calcareous spinkles, they actually cover it, and a combination of it helps protect it. It helps secure the structure. The way that sponges feed through filtration. You remember the way the three askanoids, psychonoids, and leuconoids. The one that we're actually looking at here on the picture that I'm going by, it is related to the askanoid. And so basically, what it does is it has a flagellum and then it has a collar. The flagellum and the collar it actually uses as like a suction, so it captures everything out on the outside to bring it on the inside, and then it's captured inside the carhanocyte, and then from the carhanocyte it's related to the amoebocyte. And so when it gets to the amoebocyte, that's where it's digested. And so the way that sponges reproduce, they reproduce asexually and they reproduce sexually. With them reproducing asexually, they basically have they have to be on the high stress, and then they have to basically like plop off a bud, right? So a bud just breaks off and be like, yeah, I'm out of here. And then he grows up and becomes a sponge as well. Another way sexually is basically a sperm is released from an adult male, and so when a sperm is released from the adult male, the sperm is traveled by via way of the water that may be in the liquid, and then so after it goes from while it transfers, it goes into the female, and then after the female, it creates a larva, and then it creates the larva finds a substrate, and then basically turns into a young sponge. Cnidarians. Cnidarians are basically Cnidarians, jellyfish. Boom, there we go. Cnidarians are basically jellyfish. So jellyfish, they have two stages of life. They have two stages of life. They have a polyp and then it has a medusa, right? So the polyp is actually more so like stable and less moving, so it really wouldn't move. While the medusa is actually actual jellyfish that moves, right? So yeah. They have tissues, organs, radial symmetry, and then they also have they have a mouth and digestive cavity, and I believe it's the same cavity. So cnidarians, they both have nemotoxis, and so the nemotoxis, it's basically venom. So it's the stingray, well, not stingray, it's the actual stinger. So whenever it feels threatened, it might be the stimuli, the stimuli may be triggered, and then it may release the spikes and barbs and the venom to actually release and sting you. You don't want that. The way of reproduction with cnidarians can reproduce asexually, and they can reproduce sexually. As far as sexual asexual production is from an external bud, and it turns into a polyp, right? So that's what happens with an asexual reproduction. As far as sexual reproduction it produces a gamete, it produces a gamete, and then a gamete can produce a medusa, and then a medusa can produce gametes. Polyps, they only produce buds, and polyps only can turn into buds or other polyps, and polyps can turn into medusas. And then so medusas, they have eggs and sperm as well, and then when it creates when a medusa gets the egg and sperm and it undergoes fertilization, it creates a polyula, and then the polyula grows into a polyp. And then for the different type of classes that we have that we also went over was the hydrosa class, the medusa class, the hydrogen medusa class. That really right there wasn't as important. The anemones and the bottle jellies and the other the manivore, the Portuguese manivore. Yeah, those things. So those are just like extra types of jellies that we may see, or classes of jellies that we might see, based on their different orientations, such as the manivore. It looks more fuller as you look at it, and it's very dangerous. They go with the current, they can very stingy. And then we have the Horatazan medusa. They're pretty, the stinging ring. So now, one moment while I find the next video. Next PowerPoint. These are the words. Alrighty. Okay, so I'm trying to make this fast. My computer's dying on me. But basically, here we go. So with these guys here, we're just we're still in the column section. But this time we're going into like more sort of like worms, things of that nature. So first type of worms we have general flatworms. So the flatworms they're blind. They have a digestive cavity, which is also the mouth. Well, the mouth is the anus, so it eats and secretes out the same thing. Same way, it has a simply circulatory system. And it's like some are parasitic, so they eat people to live off of, and then some are grazers. So we're going to parasites and things of that nature, and worms, I believe. So the way that they reproduce, they basically go into segmentation, so they split themselves up and then they regenerate, right? So it splits into three. It splits into head, middle, and tail, and then whatever part that it doesn't have, that's what part actually it grows into. You can find these things in pigs. Basically, what happens is after you find them in pigs, they actually sit in the larva of the pigs, and then it grows and it waits until it's at optimal pressure to actually do what it needs to do to help it grow. So it waits till it gets into a human. When it gets into a human, it attaches itself and then it lives in the intestines and sucks in your blood. And yeah, that's bad. So then you might pee it out or poop it out. And then we have the class Tomatoda. So the class Tomatoda, they're basically gazers in salt water. They eat algae and they look very beautiful. Amazing. And for the class Tiberion, they have a ventral central nerve cord that helps with movement, change in temperature, things of that nature, keeps them safe from danger. And then they also have a mouth and an anus the same way, so they can secrete things and eat things like the same thing. And then they also have ganglia, a sensory area that goes from the top of the head all the way to the back. So that was the ventral nerve cords as well, and they help with the those are ventral nerve cords. So next we have the Pilum Nematera, and so with the Nematera, it is basically a flatworm. It's a flatworm. Oh, class Cestoda. I almost get one. And so they go through a two-host dependent cycle. You can find them in your intestines, and they have suction cups, and then they also undergo like segmentation as well for like reproduction. They also come from the same source, pigs, things of that nature. Then we have the Plenum Nematera. So these are very interesting. They're flatworms. They also have a mouth, a distinct mouth and anus. So you can tell the difference in between the mouth and the anus. So yeah, and they also are male and female. They have a circulatory system, and they are very smart. They exude their own food, poop, and eat all the nutrients out of it, and then, yeah, live their best life. It's kind of crazy. It has a circulatory system and blood vessels as well. And it undergoes asexual reproduction, or sexual reproduction. It has male and female. It undergoes segmentation and splits up itself. Then we have the Rothschiera, and so they're symmetrical as well. They're pseudo-collimates. So for the pseudo-collimates, they kind of have what's the word I'm looking for? That's for body cavity. They kind of have a body cavity. It has no circulatory system. It also, the shot is called Leucaria. It undergoes parthenogenesis, which is basically the creation of an organism without the use of a male chromosome. So it's the mixture of two female chromosomes that allow it to create another female or the same type of female as the same genetics of the last female, the mother, basically. And nematodes, they're roundworms that have no circulatory systems. They're able to enter cryptobiosis, which is basically a degeneration of their metabolism, or it basically slows down their metabolism in relations to eating food and things of that nature, so it slows them down. So they're parasites as well. So we have the lower, this is like real blindness, and so basically what happens is a fly lands on you, and then it basically bites you, and once it bites you, it embeds this parasite inside of you, and then it goes inside of you and sucks in your intestines, and it's pretty gross. The muscula, the muscles, and mucosa. And so basically, they have open circulatory system. They also have complex nervous system, and they are bilaterally symmetrical, and most of them are marine. Then you have the class Valvita, which is inside of the Pilum mucosa, and then they have three primary parts: the foot, the visceral mass, and the mental cavity. For movement, the visceral mass contains like all of the organs, so that's where the organs are at. And then the mental cavity houses the gills, and then so for a pearl, a foreign body may enter into the mother of the pearl, and then it's due to that it wants to protect everything that's around it. So the mother of the pearl surrounds the foreign body, and the foreign body is stuck. So that's how it is created. But they all feed differently. So we have the gastropodia. So remember some of these guys. We have the class gastropodia. They are grazers. Then we have filter feeding, which is Valvidias, and then we have active predation, which is like squids, Cleopoda. And so going into the Cleopoda, they have things such as chimerophores that allows them to go into complex. They have a complex body anatomy, but the Cleophora allows them to undergo camouflage, and then they also have ink as well to protect themselves. for the anidil, they're going into like earthworms, marine worms, and leeches. And so with the anidil, basically they have segmentations, and they are also leucomate, so they have body cavities, and then they're also hydrostatic. They have a hydrostatic skeleton, they have a central nervous system, and they're asexual and sexual. And yeah, and I think they have like 6 hearts. They have a lot of hearts as well. So these are the worms. The head is by the wrap that's very close to the neck, as you may. They reproduce by 2 animals wrapping around each other. So they're wrapping around each other. And so basically, what happens is they mate on the xylem, and then they reproduce. The male comes to sperm into the female, and then the female takes it down, regurgitates it, and then spits it out like a slime. Yeah. Then we have the leeches. And so with the leeches, they use leeches for things such as medicine, and they're very important. They're parasitic as well. And then they also sucks off of human blood in their worms. So yeah, that's the second part of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Alright, you guys, so we're going to go in a little bit more detail. Well, we're going to go a little bit deeper into more animals and things of that nature. This time we're going to be talking about things such as spiders, ticks, scorpions, insects, caterpillars, millipedes, centipedes. I say caterpillars. Centipedes, millipedes, insects, things of that nature. Then we have crabs, lobsters, shrimp, and barnacles. And so those things can be separated into different categories. And the main 3 categories we're going to be focusing on is the califormores, the urania, and the crustacea crabs. Well, crustaceans and things of that nature. All of these anthropods, that's what they're called. All of the anthropods, they're basically, they all have a worm-like ancestor. So Anthropodia classification, all of them basically have a common ancestor, worm-like ancestors. For the anthropodia is a word that stands for proto. So it's basically sending them up into different sections that has complex, they also have complex sensory systems, things of that nature, that are inside the appendages. So it's more so similar to how we separate the worms, how the worms have different sections to them. So it's kind of the same thing in relation to that. And so we know that when we talk about the ampodiums, we have like 4 or 5 different classifications as we already went through, but I want to go into a little bit more detail about these. So they both have a taggation. All of them have taggation. So basically what that is the body parts. So how many body parts does it have? So the clipperforms, they have 2 body parts, and the legs are connected to the cyclopads. That was crazy. Now that would fell on me, I don't know, but yeah, yeah. Dang, man. Trying to take me out. It's kind of threw me off a little bit. But as I was saying, the cephaloforms, they have 2 body parts. The legs are connected to the middle part. The cephalophats, and they have no wings, and they normally have like around like 8 legs. Crustaceans is the same thing. You find them having the same type of similarities to the one we just named, as far as the taggation and the body parts and the legs and the wings. Urania, they have 3 parts. They have the head, the thorax, and abdomen, and they can have 6 legs, and they have 2 sets of wings. One help them fly, the other help them steer. Alright? And all of them are subphylum, and like I said, all of them have a common ancestor, which is the worms. So, but back to the anthropodia. The pilum anthropodia, they have the exoskeleton is made by chitin, and the growth is known as exodosis, which is basically when it molds from its former outside shell, so it comes away from those things. Okay, so insects, they are metamorphosed to Homometabolous and Hemometabolous excitus. And so basically, the difference is in the difference in between the two is that the adults create the eggs, and then the eggs goes into a nymph, while the other one while the Hemetobolous involves the creation of a larva, and then the pupa, and the pupa turns into an adult. So what happens during the endocysis is basically what happens is the molding process starts to happen. And so whenever the molding process starts to happen, hormone adaptoxin is exuded, and then the enzymes eat out the old cortical unit and allows new cortical to grow on the inside. So it allows new things to grow on the inside to allow the organism to break out the old cell. And then, yeah, so it softens it in a way. Okay, so as far as like the respiratory system, so the respiratory system of anthropods, we have things called spiracles. Spiracles allow oxygen to come in and out, and so that was the main thing that I found the most interesting about the spiracles is that about the respiration is they have spiracles, and oxygen comes in and out of the same place, and then also have respiring tissue, so that's where the transformation happens for the lungs of the animal. Now we go into nutrition. Some may have specialized parts, appendages aside of their feeding. So some organisms may have specific parts to help them with their feeding. They have extracellular digestion and external cellular digestion. So either digestion on a cellular level or on an external level. And we have 3 divided parts. We have the foregut, the midgut, and the hindgut. And so it basically goes in a process from the foregut to the midgut to the hindgut. Then we have excretion. So the excretion come out during the Microphallines tube, and they extract nitrogen and that contains waste from the hemolymph. And then add them into digestive waste during the movement. So that's the main job of the Microphallines tubes. the circulatory system. They have an open circulatory system. So with that being said, with them having an open circulatory system, it helps basically diffusing the blood back into different cells. The hemoglobin is pumped into the heart, which is have like direct contact with the body cavities, and then the tissues are surrounded by hemolymph. So yeah, nervous system. So in the nervous system, these organisms, they do have a nervous system, and so the civilized nervous system consists of the brain and the ventral nerve cord. They have sensory organs, eyes, and they also help with mobility as well. Reproduction, they have internal and external reproduction. So they have internal fertilization where male inserts sperm inside the female's reproductive tract, and then we have the external fertilization where sperm is united with sperm and egg is united outside of the body. And then asexual, some may go through asexual, which is the parthenogenesis, like bees and ants and things of that nature. So now we're going to talk about I think they're not hermit crabs. There was some type of crab. I forgot what the type of crab it was. But we harvest their blood because I believe it is very similar to the way our circulatory system is, and we use our blood to study the circulatory system. Horseshoe crab, that's what it's called. And so for bees, we talk about drones, worker bees, things of that nature. All female bees are worker bees. You have the queen bee, you have the drone bee. There's a hierarchy. So worker bees, they're the lowest of low, and then you go to drones and then the queen. You know? So for the different, now we can go into the encrinodetermina. And so these are things that just basically are in the ocean. And so the general characteristics of this class is that they have spiny skin, they have endoskeleton as well, and they have 2 feet. You know, so it's kind of funny. It reminds me, like of Patrick. Examples of these guys are sea stars, brittle stars, sea lotus, sea cucumbers, sand dollars, and sea urchins. And the nutrition, they're a predator, so they prey on other organisms, and they have specialized parts that help them eat other small organisms. Their digestion, they have an extracellular tract, and they go through a complete digestive system, so they have a complete digestive system. And then some starfish can put their stomach out of their mouth, and so basically, so some starfish, they actually they excrete what they excrete, and then they eat it again. And it's the same thing. Just like the worm, or the flatworm we learned about. It's the same as that thing is that. So yeah, they use the same kind of concept. And every limb that sea urchin or star has is a different limb. So they might have different things going on with the limb, but all of those limbs connect to the stomach. The circulation, enricoderms have a water vascular system, which is the system of field water and canals, and then steering down through the arm of the respiration. And so we have like the respiration as well. And so with the respiration, water circulates through the vascular system. Oxygen is extracted from the water. So oxygen is extracted from the water, and everything goes around the vascular system. And they got 2 feet for mobility. That is great to be able to move. And then we talk about the nervous system of these animals. So the nervous system, they have a ring around their mouth. Which nerves? Oh, so they have a nerve ring with nerves around each ray. They also have an eye spot, which is sensitive to light at the tip of each ray. And the reproduction of them, they're separate sexes, so they get a male and a female. And then the gonad is in each ray. And so they also have external fertilization as well. Then they have asexual reproduction, fragmentation, regeneration. And then development of these things, they try to ensure the chordophilium and things of that nature. So that was the end of that one. So let's go on to the next one. And so now we're going into things such as like real animals. So yeah, so now we're going into real animals. And so the Polychorda, and so that was the main name of those animals. And so we have the Cephalochorda and the vertebrate and the Unichordata. And so as we can see, they all have a common ancestor as well. Their common ancestor as well. They will have a common ancestor as well. So everything goes back to a common ancestor. So this one here is a Dodosan. So they go back down the line into those classes. We can track them all the way back down into that generation. And then so the chordate general characteristics. Basically, they have a dorsal horn. They have a presence of a dorsal horn. And they also have a hollow nerve cord. They also have a postanal. So the postanal helps with, I believe, excretion. Postanal tail. I believe is with excretion or movement. Yeah. And they also have gill slits and things of that nature. These are fish. So here we have things like they lack jaws. They also might have paraffin scales, notochord, rather than a vertebrae. So they might not have a vertebrae. They have a notochord in place of a vertebral column. When we talk about the lymphatic characteristics, they don't have no bones. They're a well-developed line-lineal system. They have 2 pair of semi-canals. So they have 7 pair of gills as well, and they also have functioning kidneys. And then eggs are also deposited in fresh water, and they create fresh water larvae. And then they go into freshwater adults. Evolution of jaws and fish. They really had to evolve. At first, the jaws, they kind of like really didn't have jaws. They really just evolved and created jaws. Well, they get jaws, but fossils, early jar fish, body armor. Oh, okay. This is a different class. So this is the class Pelecodermi. And so with the Pelecodermi, they had fish that had early jaws, and then they had bony armor as well. And then they didn't have no true teeth. So yeah, and then we go down into the corydocytes, which are like sharks, skates, rays, chimera, things of that nature. They possess jaws with teeth, cartilaginous skeleton. And they also had skin made out of cartilage. And they had parafins as well. We can also say that we have spiral valve intestine, so they had an intestine. And then they also had urosmotic strategy, like hyobinuria, they had swim bladder, and a horrific tail. That was a basic shark anatomy, and then it developed through oophoria, which is the eggs that are enclosed in the capsule, and then the egg are laid and hatched outside of the mother. And then you have the oophoria, which basically gives birth to young eggs and develops in the uterus, and then you have the vivipary, and give the birth to young placenta connection. So I'm guessing they give birth to the placenta. Then we have osteoicythesis, and so they possess jaws with teeth, and they also have bony skeletons. And then they have four gills, four pair of gills, arch. And then they have like swim bladders, colloid, centroid, and glonoid, which is also essential to them. Then we have a subclass, the diplonoid. The diplonoid, they're a lungfish. They have a caudal, dorsal, and anal, and they're all fused together in the tail. It's kind of crazy, so they really, it's like a little slimy little snake eel type thing. They have pectoral fins, and they're long and tubular, and then they're air breathing. They have an air breathing organ, and their lungs are attached to the esophagus. Lungfish. Then we have Ancarthesia, and so the Ancarthesia, that was the first complete tripod with 3 digits. So they had 8 digits on each hand, so it's kind of like a lizard. That's what it reminded me of. It looked like a lizard to me. And so they have gills, they have a tail fin, and they have partial connection with the skull and the pectoral girdle. Okay, and then so now we go into the Ischiostasia. And so the Ischiostasia, they have stronger limbs as compared to Ankylostasia, but they have stronger limbs, they don't have no gills in the and they have reduced number of bones, so they don't have as many bones. And then they still remain the panda-like skull and fins, and then they also have a tetrapod that was known as, it was known to actually be capable of living on land. And so now we're going to go into the amphibian kingdom. And so within the amphibian kingdom, the things that we can see here is all of those animals are cold-blooded, and then they also return to water to breathe. And then we have some of them are toxic, and some of them go through hibernation in this cold. And then the blood flow of an amphibian heart, basically, they have a blood flow as well. And so with the amphibian heart, we have deoxygenated blood returning into the right atrium. And so when it returns into the right atrium, it goes through the pulmonary veins, and then it reaches oxygenated blood. And so when it reaches oxygenated blood, that blood returns to the left atrium. And then a mixture of oxygen-rich and oxygen-poor blood into the ventricle at the same time. And then the ventricle pumps the blood into the lungs and the body tissues. So that's how they all come together. So that's where they mix up. They mix up in the ventricle. And then, yeah, that's awesome. I love the heart, man. I love the heart. I really like the heart. And so metamorphosis is the growth of an organism over time. At first you may not see an organism that may not have arms or legs or things of that nature, and then over time these things are actually become natural and they grow in. Alrighty, and so for the last chapter, we're going to go a little bit deeper into animals. And so right here we have the class of reptiles, and so they're ectotherms, and so it was a mixture of blood. They have dry skin, and they also have they adapted to land, and they have a 3-chamber heart except for crocodiles, and then they go through sexual reproduction as well, and then they also go through asexual reproduction, things such as lizards. So with the heart, so environmental sex determination. So basically, the environment can help determine the sex. If it's hotter, you can tend to see a male, I believe, and if it's neutral, you can tend to see a female, and then if it's colder, I believe you would also tend to see a male as well. So the environment has a very good player as far as changing things, changing the whether they eat. And so with the animals, so most animals, their common ancestor are dinosaurs. Yeah, so most animals basically come from dinosaurs. The Anthropyrex, they come from dinosaurs. You can see some similarities between them and dinosaurs. Then you have the class of aves. They are warm-blooded. They have feathered wings, hollow bones, so they can fly. So they had to get a flight adaptation. And then they have lungs in their air sacs as well, and they also have a hard eggshell. And some animals, most reptiles, they have a double loop circulatory system. So it goes in double loop, right? So it has a loop at the top, and then it has a loop at the bottom as well. When we talk about aves, we're really talking about rat tails and cardonates. They're birds, and back in the day, you could really find one to be 8 feet tall, 1,200 pounds. That's a very big bird. The bones, such as the honeycomb, the bones are honeycomb to reduce like the weight without sacrificing much strength. So it reduces the weight, but it's still pretty strong. With the bird's digestive system, a bird's digestive system looks pretty simple. And yeah, it looks pretty simple. It has a mouth, it has a stomach, and then it also has a exiting area. But really, it doesn't look like it has a stomach. I think it was the gizzard. Crop. Yeah, I think it's on the crop. think the crop would be their stomach. Yeah, so we're going to go into the next one. The subclasses. So for the subclasses, for the mammalians, we have Protheria and we have Metheria and Eutheria. So Eutheria is true animals, marsupials is Metheria, and Kenya and platypuses are Flotheria. So we basically have lactation like with a positive feedback loop, and so basically mammals have this positive feedback loop to allow them to help secrete things to get or feed these animals in such a way. I lost my place. Proto-mammalians, monotremens, they're egg-laying aquatic predators, anthropods, and worms. They have milk oozes from their skin, and then they also have hair and thermoreception. And then for the marsupials, they was born like little embryos, and then caught in a little pouch attached to the nipple, and then they developed. That's how they then develop things like kangaroos and of that nature. We have the Eutheria, and so with the Eutheria, they basically nourish their young internally with their placenta, and then their placenta gives birth to offspring, like adults, so they get appended. Evolution has came a long way. So evolution has came along from convergent evolutions from marsupials and Eutherian mammals. So they kind of resemble each other a lot, and they gain different characteristics to them. So we're all primates. Primates evolved from a small tree-dwelling mammal. And the main characteristics, our main characteristics are things such as limber shoulders, detroxinous hands, sensitive fingers, claws, flat nails, bionuclear vision, hair coordination, things of that nature. And so for the order of primates, we have like lemurs, tasers. They're the